Imagine a tranquil river scene bathed in soft daylight. And yet, beneath this calm surface, a fierce ideological battle is unfolding. In 1614, Adriaen Pietersz, Venne painted Fishing for Souls not as a peaceful landscape, but as a razor-sharp political allegory about faith, power, and identity during the 12 Years Truce between the Dutch Republic and Spain. In this single panoramic panel, we witness competing boats, eager fishermen, and crowds lining both riverbanks. A rainbow arches above them, a symbol of divine promise. Yet the conflict below remains anything but serene. At first glance, it is a scene of fishing. But look closer, and you'll discover a struggle for Europe's souls, rendered with biting intelligence and subtle humor. Adriaen van der Venne, painter, engraver, and social commentator, lived in a turbulent era. The 12 Years Truce of 1609 to 1621 halted open warfare, but it did not calm the rivalry between Protestantism in the north and Catholicism in the south. In Middelburg, where van der Venne worked, these tensions shaped daily life. His art became a stage on which he blended landscape tradition with political satire, creating images that spoke directly to the concerns of his time. The composition of Fishing for Souls is wide and carefully structured. A river cuts horizontally across the scene, dividing two ideological worlds. On the left, the Protestant bank glows in warm light. Trees flourish. Figures are relaxed and richly dressed, including Moritz and Frederick Hendrik of Orange, the King of England, and even the young Louis XIII of France. Behind them stands a small orange tree, inscribed with Tandem Fit Circulus Arbor. At last, the branch becomes a tree, a message of Protestant growth and divine favor. In the foreground, a Protestant boat pushes forward with confidence. Their nets are marked with the virtues Fides, Spes, and Charitas, faith, hope, and love. The inscriptions carved into their oars and books reference gospel passages about becoming fishers of men. These are fishermen of Scripture, armed with the word rather than ritual. Now look to the right bank. Here, the Catholic side is crowded and darker. Clergy gather around Archduke Albert and Isabella, Ambrogio Spinola, and a procession led by the Pope himself. The old woman labeled Veris Catholica, the true Catholic, clutches her garments. Their boat mirrors the Protestant one, but its nets remain empty. On its rudder, Papemni Judicium, papal judgment. The contrast is deliberate, sharp, and unmistakable. Throughout the work, van der Venne uses symbolism to transform a serene landscape into a battlefield of ideas. The rainbow above them hints at divine covenant, but also the fleeting nature of peace. The river becomes a dividing line of identity. The boats serve as vessels of persuasion. The crowds represent a nation watching, waiting, choosing. Van der Venne himself may even be present among the figures, a quiet observer inside the very debate he depicts. His technique reflects his influences: the detailed landscapes of Jan Bruegel, the emblematic tradition of Dutch print culture, and the satirical bite of political commentary. His message, however, is entirely his own. Why does this painting matter today? Because Fishing for Souls captures a moment when art was a public instrument, a medium for argument, persuasion, and national identity. It reminds us that ideas once fought not on screens, but on canvas. And it asks a question that still resonates. Who is fishing for our souls today? And from which bank do we cast our nets? Fishing for Souls invites us not just to look, but to read, to interpret, and to recognize the currents beneath its calm surface. A river divides the scene, but the painting unites art, history, and ideology into one of the most compelling political landscapes of the Dutch Golden Age. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden stories behind this masterpiece, make sure to support the channel. Give this video a like, share it with someone who loves art, and subscribe to Art Lectures for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating paintings. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture.